did our personal narrative about what yesterday? Tell me again.
Fire.
Our fire drill that we had on Tuesday, right? So, let's read what we had down for our first, next, then, and last, right? Of course, I have to go back over here. All right, crisscross, eyes up here, okay? Eyes up here because you wrote this, so guess who gets to read it? You get to read it, right? Okay. So what do we have?
First we dropped.
We what? Dropped, because we did it in the what? Past. So let's go back and read again. First we dropped.
Our stuff and lined up quickly. Next we walked outside
Calmly and quickly.
with our hands at our sides. Then we went to our fire drill spot and waited for the all clear signal. Last we walked back to our classroom and got busy looking at our desks.
Okay. As I go back and read through this, you know, first we dropped. That tells some action, right? Oh, we dropped our things and lined up quickly. Do you have a picture in your mind of everyone kind of dropping everything and just lining up? Next, we walked. This gives action because it tells how we did it. Because we did say we went outside, and we changed that because we want people to know how we went outside. We didn't skip outside. We didn't hop outside. We what? We walked. So that gives very descriptive words, right? Here it says, this is where, when I look at this one, I'm thinking, oh, we might have to change some words. Then we went to our fire drill spot. Went. Is that very descriptive? No. Here it tells we're walking outside. What did we do once we got to our fire drill spot? We waited. We have that. But before we waited, what do we have to do? We're walking, we're walking, we're walking, we're walking. We have to... We have to stop. Wouldn't it be more descriptive if we said, then we stopped at our fire drill spot? Because here it tells that we're what? Walking, and here it tells that we're what? We're going to stop. So should we change that? So then we, see how I'm going to just cross these things out. We stopped. Now listen, stopped has an ending. The base word of stopped is stop. Segment stop. Spell it for me.
STOP.
P. And we don't say then we stop at our fire drill spot because we did it in the past, right? We have to say stopped. And I know, because I've had experience with writing, I know stopped, I have to double that P and add ED to spell it correctly. So then we stopped at. I need to change this to at. Okay, so do you see how this looks all sloppy, doesn't it? Is that okay? Absolutely that's okay, because we're getting our ideas down, right? So it's okay for, Evan, it's okay for our work to look sloppy when we're getting our ideas down, because what we're going to do next is put all of our ideas together. Okay? And what I'm thinking we're going to do when we put our ideas together is we have to come, Reese, you need to show me you're looking and listening. We have to come up with a beginning, right? And if we go back to our mentor text, and Donald Cruz, and with his narrative, he gets our attention, right? And he gets our attention by saying, hold on, I'm on the wrong page. We looked, we listened, we decided to take the shortcut home. So, what we have to do now, Reese, leave your shoes alone. What we have to do now is we have to think about what we were doing before we dropped everything, lined up quickly, and did all these steps. What were we doing? What were we doing? Tell me, Preston. Tell me in a sentence.
We were riding the carpet.
Okay, were we on the carpet when the bell?
Yeah.
Were we?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember. Okay, so we were working on our whiteboards. Okay, so we were working. What else were we doing? We were working. We were writing. What were we writing? What? First of all, okay, we were working. Where were we?
On the carpet.
On the carpet. And how were we on the carpet? We were sitting on the carpet. So how could we start out? But are we going to say first? Does Donald Cruz start out? First we looked. Next we listened. Then we decided to take the shortcut home. Does he start out like that? No, he just says it to get the reader's attention. So what could we say? Talk with your carpet partner. What could we say to start our story out? You know what? Doesn't matter. Just talk. Who's your partner? I'll be your partner. What could we say? What were we doing before the bell rang? Before the alarm went off? Before the alarm went, what were we doing? We didn't even know. We're not. Listen to me, because you're not. Don't tell me what we did after the alarm went off. We're sitting. What were we doing before the alarm even went off? We didn't know the alarm was going to go off, did we? So what were we doing before?
Listen.
We had our whiteboards out. Okay. What else? We had our markers and socks out. Okay. So that's what. All right. So what were we doing? What could we say? What could we say? Delaney? So when we were sitting up on the carpet, was that your job to be listening? Or what were we doing? We were writing. So we could say we were what? We were writing. But you see how Donald Cruz is real short? We were sitting on the carpet. We were, writing on our whiteboards. And then what could we say? What happened then? We were sitting on the carpet. We were writing on our whiteboards. What could we say next? To make the reader go, oh, I want to read that story. What could we say, Abby? Did we though? We're sitting on the carpet. We're writing on our whiteboards. All of a sudden we just go line up. Something has to happen before we go line up. What do you think, Zane? We were sitting on the carpet. We were writing on our whiteboards.
Suddenly the bell rang.
Suddenly, not the bell, the what? Say that then. Say that in a sentence. Suddenly, I like the way you started that. Suddenly, should we start it like that? We were sitting on the carpet. We were writing on our whiteboards. Suddenly, the fire alarm went off. First, we dropped our stuff and lined up quickly. Next, we walked outside calmly and quickly with our hands at our sides. Then, we stopped at our fire drill spot and waited for the all-clear signal. Last, we walked back to the classroom and got busy working at our desks. Do we need to change that?
Yeah.
Because if we started on the carpet, where are we going to come back to? We might have to change that. See how this helps? My pen go. All right. So we'll change this. First of all, I need to get our first idea down. So do you see how I'm going to take this, Alexis, and I'm going to turn it into a writing piece all on this page. Okay? Or actually, I'm going to put it all on. That's what I'm going to do. Rather than doing that, we're going to go do this over here. I'm going to put our beginning here. That needs to stop. So I want your knees this direction now. Knees what? Okay, so how did we say we were going to start this out? What did I say we were going to do? We what? Were we writing first? We were on the carpet. Okay, I think I'm going to leave a space up here because we're going to need a title eventually. So we were sitting on what? We were sitting on the carpet. End of my sentence that tells something. What do I need? Period. Let's go back and reread to make sure it makes sense.
We were sitting on the carpet.
Okay. What did we say we were going to put next? We were working, or what were we doing? Okay, so we were, what's next? Writing our, and I'm looking up on our word wall and see if that's, no, that's not a word yet. Our boards. That sentence does what? Why? It's an end of a sentence that tells something. Period. Let's go back and read. Eyes here. Reese, I should see your eyes. Everyone should be reading.
We were sitting on the carpet. We were writing on our whiteboards.
Zane, what did you say?
Suddenly the bell rang. Suddenly the fire fell.
Suddenly the fire what? Alarm went off, right? Because an alarm goes off. It doesn't just ring for no reason, unless it's the first Saturday of the month and you hear those tornado sirens.
Oh, yeah.
They practice those the first Saturday of every month. But suddenly, what were we writing? The
Fire bell rang.
fire bell? Fire what?
Alarm.
Alarm.
Went
Now I have to go back and read. Suddenly, the fire alarm. How did it go off? Went. Is that an interesting word? No. Does that give, is that a juicy word? Does it give details?
No.
So how do fire alarms go off? What do they, how does their sound? Loud. So suddenly the fire alarm beeped loudly. Suddenly the fire alarm went off. Does that sound exciting? So let's think of some other ways. It beeped loudly. It what? Some of you are going like this when you leave. Why do you do that?
It's very loud.
Yeah, very loud. What's kind of a loud noise? Kind of does what in your ears?
It kind of pops out our earbuds.
Kind of pops or hurts your ears? What are you thinking, Audric?
I think it's annoying.
It might have an annoying sound, but suddenly the fire alarm, does that fit? Went off. Maybe beeped loudly. Should we say beeped loudly?
Yeah.
Okay. Suddenly the fire alarm beeped Let's read what we have so far. I didn't put anything here for a reason. Peter, eyes up here. Let's read. We were sitting on the carpet. We were writing on our whiteboards. Suddenly, the fire alarm beat loudly. Is that how we read it? How did we read it? We read it with emotion because suddenly, oh my gosh, something's going on, right? So what do we need? We need to show some emotion. It's not showing excitement. It might be showing a little bit of panic or worry or like you're startled. But it's got to show some emotion, right? And now we can go into the first. We dropped our stuff and lined up. Okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you paper to draw some illustrations of either the first, next, then, or last. Okay? Because what we're going to do is we're going to put this up outside, and we're going to put your illustrations up around it. So, and actually, what do we have? We have 5 tables. Because we can have some work on a picture to go with this that would show kids doing what? What does this show? Writing on the whiteboards on the carpet. I think we'll do that. And then a table will do this, which will show what? Will show what?
First, then, next, or
No, what is this section showing and telling about? What's happening first? Oh, read it. Read it quietly in your head. Uh-oh, read it quietly in your head. Zach, read it quietly in your head, the first. So if you're in charge of an illustration to go with first, your illustration is going to show what? Tell. People lining up. If your illustration is going to be here, you're going to show people what? Walking with their hands at their sides outside. If your illustration is going to show this, you're going to show students what? Where? People lined up at our fire spot. Right? If you are here going to illustrate this, you're going to show our class what?
Going back to our classroom.
Or even getting busy at our seats, right? So what we're going to do right now, while I'm writing the rest of this up here, I'm going to have table 1. Raise your hand if you're table 1. Table 1, you're going to illustrate this, the introduction. So table 1, you're going to illustrate kids where? Kids sitting on the carpet. Sit crisscross so I don't have to accidentally step on you when I walk by. Okay, so table 1, that's what you're going to illustrate. And I think what I might do is I'm going to cut some pages. Should have had this planned out beforehand, shouldn't I? Okay, table 1, come. Your illustration is going to be of our class sitting on the carpet with their whiteboards in their lap. All right, table 2. Table 2, raise your hand. Raise your hand, table 2. Table 2, look. You're going to illustrate our first. So you're going to illustrate kids lining up what? Quickly. You're going to illustrate friends lining up quickly. All right? Table 3. Table 3, stand. Table 3, stand. Are we missing someone?
Yeah.
Okay, so table 3, you're going to illustrate friends walking down the hallway with their hands at their side. Okay? That's your illustration. Zach, go sit down. Table 4. Stand. Table 4. Okay, this is a work time, so get busy. Table 4. Look, you're going to illustrate what? Peter, come here. Come here. You're going to illustrate our class doing what? Standing at our fire safety spot, right? So it needs to make sure your line of kids looks like they're where? Where? Where in a line? Where is that? Is that in the building?
Outside.
It's outside on the what? On the grass. So you may have some of the parking lot in there and some of the grass and some friends. So do we have to go across the street or across the parking lot a little bit? Across the bus drive. So make it look like our fire safety spot, okay? Do the best that you can. This is a time our voices are off. You're working. Dieter? You know what? I am not going to answer that question. I would go and ask a friend what you're supposed to do because I've been up here explaining this over and over again, Preston. All right, table 5. You're going to show our friends back where? You might have to pick one thing, though. Can you show walking back inside, or can you show friends back on the carpet working again? Okay, you can show back on the carpet working again. All right? All right, while you're doing that, I'm going to do my work, so your voices are off. Draw, think about what yours is. And up here, I'll write your table number of what you're supposed to illustrate, because your illustration should match whether you're first, next, then, or last. Does that make sense? Yes or no? All right, so look, this is table 2. Table 3. Table 4. Table 5. Table 1, you're right here. Okay, go.